15th verse. All right, go ahead.
Genesis chapter 1, verse 14. And the Most High and the power said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and years.
Read that again slow.
And the God said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven.
The lights in the firmament of the heavens is the sun, the moon, a greater light to rule the day and a lesser light to rule the night. He made the stars also. So that's what we're talking about. The sun, the moon, and the stars. Go ahead.
To divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons.
Let them be for signs. What's a sign? An omen. Like I don't know if it's today or tomorrow, they had it on the news where they're going to have another, I think it's a solar eclipse. But it can only be viewed in Hawaii. That's a sign. That's a sign that something's getting ready to come. When Moses, before he was born, don't you know the Magi's, the stargazers of Egypt, they knew that there was going to be a deliverer because they saw the stars, the formation of the stars, and they said that Koltep, which is Halley's Comet, came through, and they said a deliverer's coming. Remember before the Lord was born, or when he was born, there was a star that Herod kept in contact with the company of wise men about the star. You can read it yourself in the New Testament. Read it for yourself in the New Testament, and they knew that there was going to be a Messiah, the prophecy of the king of Israel to take down Esau, pursuant to Numbers, the 24th chapter, because it said a star shall come out of Jacob. So they knew about the stars, that the certain formation of stars or comets or eclipses. When the Lord was put on the cross, was not there darkness for the space of, I believe it was 3 hours? And it was what, 3 o'clock? I believe it was from 3 o'clock to 6 o'clock. Because they said it was the 9th hour, right? 6 in the morning is the first hour, right? 6, 7, 8, 9, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. Actually, I mean 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3. The 9th hour of the day was around 3 o'clock in the afternoon. He was already on the cross. And what happened? There was darkness. Why? Because there was an eclipse. That was another sign. All right, go ahead.
This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 43, verse 6. He made the moon also to serve in her season for a declaration of times and a sign of...
For a declaration of times. Now go back to Chronicles and then go back to the Apocrypha.
This is 1 Chronicles 12 and 32. And of the children of Issachar, which were men that had understanding of the times.
So what does that mean by the times? It means they can look up into the heavens and they can say, this is what's going to happen. When Israel went out to war, they're going to win the battle. Or no, don't fight on this day. Wait 2 weeks later. The high holy days. But in the case of Issachar, they looked at the stars and the Most High gave them the spirit to know that something major was going to happen. That's why everybody around the world points to 2012 coming from the Mayans and the Aztecs. All right? Go ahead.
Ecclesiasticus 43 and 6. He made the moon also to serve in her season for a declaration of times and a sign of the world. From the moon is a sign of feast, a light that decreaseth in her perfection. The month is called after her name, increasing wonderfully in her changing, being an instrument of the armies above, shining in the firmament of heaven.
Yeah, there's a couple of photos. This is on the Teotihuacan webpage from Wikipedia. It says, view of the Avenue of the Dead and the Pyramid of the Sun from the Pyramid of the Moon. And then when you scroll down, there's another picture. It says, and the view in the other direction from the Pyramid of the Sun. Should I go to mine? All right. Now I'm going to go to Maya. I had, well, yeah. Yeah, I got something of interest to you, too, to tie into what you just read, dealing with the observations. The tribe of Issachar, also known as the Mayans, and their observation of the sun and the moon and whatnot. This is under Maya in the Wikipedia. It's under notable constructions. It says observatories. The Maya were keen astronomers and had mapped out the phases of celestial objects, especially the moon and Venus. Many temples have doorways and other features aligning to celestial events. That just backed up what you said about how they could look up in the skies and know certain events were coming. Round tables often dedicated to Kukulkan, and perhaps those most often described as observatories by modern.
Can I say something?
Yep.
Kukulkan and Quetzalcoatl, that's supposed to be Yahweh Shai. Because Yahweh Shai came to the Americas after he left the apostles, okay?
Yeah, reading on. It says, many temples have doorways and other features aligning to celestial events. Round temples, often dedicated to Kukulkan, are perhaps those most often described as observatories by modern ruined tour guides, but there is no evidence that they were so used exclusively, and temple pyramids of other shapes may well have been used for observation as well. Now, if we scroll down, we go to mathematics. This is dealing with the calendar. It says, in common with the other Mesoamerican civilizations, the Maya had measured the length of the solar year to a high degree of accuracy, far more accurately than that used in Europe as the basis of the Gregorian calendar. They did not use this figure for the length of year in their calendars. However, their calendars, or the calendars they used, were crude, being based on a year length of exactly 365 days, which means that the calendar falls out of step with the seasons by 1 day every 4 years. By comparison, the Julian calendar used in Europe from Roman times until about 16th century accumulated an era of only 1 day every 128 years. That's pretty much it on that.
Yeah, so it's telling you that Esau knows that Issachar, they were heavy into dealing with the calendar, which a calendar has months. The word months goes back to moon. So they were able to look into the heavens and see actual prophecy in the making. All right? All right, go ahead.
Yeah, one more thing I had written down. It's under religion on the same Maya page. It says the Maya underworld is reached through caves and ball courts. It was thought to be dominated by the aged Mayan gods of death and putrefaction. The sun Kinich Ahu and Izama, an aged god, dominated the Mayan idea of the sky. Another aged god, God El, was one of the major deities of the underworld. The night sky was considered a window showing all supernatural doings. The Maya configured constellations of gods and places saw the unfolding of narratives in their seasonal movements and believed that the intersection of all possible worlds was in the night sky.
So that's right. Well, calculus, that there's a movie called, I believe it's called Stand and Deliver with Edwin James Olmos. And it was based upon a true story of these Mexican kids in L.A. that he taught them calculus, and they couldn't get it at first because it was advanced math. And he said, come on, that says. He said, this is in your blood. The Aztecs and the Mayans, man. They used to do this, man. And then he said, don't you know that the